ranking all fruits. This is gonna be a fun one. There are a lot of fruits on here that I haven't tried, but I've realized that a lot of them are like on the bottom. So this is gonna be extremely fun. Now, I do have to point out if I'm a bit slow with this video because I just switched where my screens display stuff. So I used to have my recording studio, which is, you can't see it, but it's on my second monitor, right? I used to have it on the other monitor, which you're seeing right now. So you would see the recording studio if I was in my regular setup. I don't know how this has anything to do with the video, but ultimate fruit tier list. We do have labels, so this is going to be, like, you can see ultimate fruit label tier list. We do have labels, so I don't have to research anything. Again, there are a lot of fruits on here that I have not tried. So it's going to be a bit interesting here. We got 6 tiers. Usually I would have S, A, B, C, D, E, F, or S, A, B, C, D, E, F. However, today we have some words. Yeah, we're going to have to do some reading. We got elite, great, average, not the best, trash, and then I've never had this. They're all very self-explanatory tiers. So without further ado, let's get right into the 2 kinds of apples. Now listen, if you know you eat fruits on a regular basis, you know that apples are just a staple in the fruit franchise. Yeah, I say franchise, but listen, they are so important. Now, I personally prefer red apple. My headphones are going to fall off at some point. But I personally prefer red apple, but I don't think any of them are elite, and I don't think any of them are average. So I'm just going to put both of them in great, because apples are just good old reliable, you know? It doesn't matter what kind of apple you're taking, they're always going to be great. Now, green apples are a bit more sour, which is why I prefer red apples, but I have had red apples taste like nothing, pretty much. I have had red apples that taste like that, and it's not the best experience, I'll tell you that much. Next up, we got Apricot. It's the king of average. You are not going to have a more average fruit. Yeah, I've only had apricot flavored things, and based on that flavor, I don't think I like apricot as much, so it's average. Next up, we got avocado. I don't consider avocado a fruit, but if it's on here, I do sort of like avocado. It's not the best thing in the world. I would put it right here. Not in great, but I would put it in the middle of great and average. But I certainly do think avocados are good. They just don't taste like much. Now, I do like guacamole, but avocados by themselves, they don't really taste like anything. Or a lot. Next up, we got bananas. The worst fruit in the history of the universe. No one likes them. Very few. I'm not a monkey. I love monkeys. There's a reason why I named my channel Chimp21. Alright? It's because I love chimpanzees. And I have a lot of respect for them liking bananas. But bananas suck. They really do. They look, taste, and horrible. And there are bruises on them, and those are just way too sweet. And they're never consistent. There's always different flavored bananas. And there's always that part of the skin, the peel that gets stuck onto the banana. I really hate bananas. They could be good for you. No, not for me. Next up, you got blackberries. Now, blackberries, you know what? They're fine. They're not anything better. A lot of people would have, blackberries in a great or elite. I personally think blackberries, they're fine. They're not the best fruit in the world, right? But they are certainly not the worst. And blackberry flavored things, they're actually pretty good. Now, there are times where I've had blackberries and they don't taste very good. But I guess it's just my personal experience. I think blackberries are average. Next up, you got blueberries. Now, blueberries taste good, but the rest about everything about them, though, just the texture when you eat them, it's not my favorite. It's really, really small, and that is why it just kind of sort of explodes in your mouth. I don't know. It's a weird flavor. I like blueberry yogurt. Blueberry flavor is fine. but it's just a texture that just I don't like. I'm not a fan of. Next up, we got Cantaloupe. You know what? It's the same thing with apricot. I said apricot. Okay. It's the same thing with apricots. They are average. They're the king of average. Cantaloupes just don't taste like much. Alright? They're just very, very juicy, and that's what makes them pretty good. But, again, they're not my go-to thing, but if they're there, I'll certainly like them. It's just because of the texture. It's nothing because of the taste. As we got coconuts. Not for me. I really... do I put coconuts in trash? Like, coconut water's good. You know what? Since I like coconut water, I'm just going to put it in not the best. Because coconuts just suck. Alright? That's all I'm going to say. But coconut water certainly is better than coconut itself. I don't know. Next up, we got cherry. It's going up there. Cherry-flavored things. One of the best things in the world. As I'm going to quickly pause because I have gameplay going on. I need to quickly just turn off my PS5. I completely forgot to do it. And so it's just been running this entire time. Alright, let's turn off the TV. And, alright, let's talk about cherries. So, there's a thing called Pistachio Land in, oh, look at that. There's a dead fly on my desk. That's interesting. But, we went to this place, right? And it's called Pistachio Land. I forgot where it was, but I'm just gonna quickly dispose of the fly. Listen, I don't know if it makes you feel uncomfortable, but listen, I ain't having that on my desk, alright? But we went to this place for the third time, and I got this cherry vanilla ice cream. It was one of the best things in the entire universe. It was so good, and of course, we got to have the cone cup. It's just a cone in the shape of a cup. It's nothing special. But that was one of the best things. Cherries taste so good. But worst thing about them, the seeds. But I can live with them. Cherries are, without a doubt, one of the best fruits. There is one fruit that just will always beat cherries, but they are second on my list. You know what? Let's just quickly order these in the tiers. So, nah, that would just be too confusing. You know what? Let's just go this way. As we got cranberries. Now, I've only had dried cranberries. I've never actually had cranberries by itself. Cranberries, they tasted fine, but they just taste fine. Next up, we got dates. They're way too sugary. I really don't like dates. Plus, next, they look weird. I will eat dates, but their flavor is just not for me, and they just look horrible. I don't want to eat it. If I look at it, I don't want to eat it. So, dates, I think they are trash. I know that other people could have different opinions on dates. I personally think they're trash. As next up, okay, so this one I've actually never tried durian, but I've heard that it smells horrible. Why would anyone want to have it? So I'm just going to put it in trash. I've never had it, but if it smells bad, no one wants to have it. So it's trash. Next up, we got figs. Not for me. Definitely not for me. I would put them in trash, but I feel like we're just putting way too many fruits in trash. But figs are weird. I honestly, you know what? I'm going to swap them with dates. I really can't with figs, alright? They really suck. And I'm sorry, they're just so bad. I cannot have them. I will not have them. They are actually one of the worst fruits ever. Banana's the worst. Durian I've never tried, actually. And then fig, no. They're one of the worst fruits ever, I'm telling you. Next up, we got both grapes. Now, personally, I prefer red grapes over white grapes. But they both go in great. Again, just like the apples, they're just... You know you will have them, and you know you will like them. But there are some instances where they just don't... They are not perfect, you know? Not every grape is perfect, and that's a problem with grapes. Next up, we got kiwi. It's elite. What do you mean? It's so good. I mean... Like, listen, alright. Kiwi, it's weird. It looks weird, but the taste makes up These are actually like, they're actually kind of enticing, if I'm not gonna lie. And this picture, they make them look so good. And honestly, if there is a kiwi, I would eat it. I would eat it. Lemon and lime. Okay, listen, with you sour loving people out there, I don't follow with your opinion. They are both gonna go in not the best. There are two people in this kind of world. In this world. The people who love sour lemon and limes, or people who hate them. And personally, I'm not even in the middle. I really don't like sour stuff. Like, sour stuff just makes my tongue just wrinkle up. Um, Lemon and lime, like, a lot of people would have these in Elite, but I just can't. Lemon is for flavoring. Lime, no. I'm not having any of them. Next up, we got mangoes, Elite. It's a staple in my life. Like, I've gone to India about 2 times, and they had the best mangoes there. Like, literally, they have the best mangoes. Mangoes are good anywhere. I love mangoes. Everything about mangoes, mango stuff, anything. Beans are actually pretty good, but now when I have the thought of them, they're actually don't feel, they're not the best. Their skin is fuzzy. Like, peaches and nectarines are pretty much the same thing, except nectarine, it just has a different taste. They look pretty much the same, right? And their skin has the same, like, fuzzy, soft texture, which is super weird. You know what? I personally like nectarines more, so I will give it over peach, which we will get to in a second here. As you got orange. Now, oranges are great, right? Now, those tangerine things, yeah, right here, like halos. Halos is tangerines, right? What are halos? What are halos? Oranges. Try that. Okay. They are clementines. Then what's a tangerine? It's a tangerine. A tangerine is a mandarin orange. Oh, it's okay. So it's a mandarin. Okay. Yeah, so I know what they are. Okay. Yeah, I have a pretty opinionated version of that one. As you got to papayas. Did I even explain oranges? I don't know. Oranges just taste good, okay? Papayas, they're average. I used to, there's like a phase where I used to love papayas, man, and now I just don't like them anymore. Peaches. Like I said, I think peaches are average. Nectarines, I think, are just a bit better. Peach is just the worst nectarine. They don't taste the same, but I just prefer nectarines. I know a lot of people may not, follow my opinion, but yeah. Next up, we got pears. I've been against the world my entire life for this. I love pears. And I know that not a lot of people like it. But I've with me or whatever, please let me know in the comments below if you've actually like second my opinion with pears, because honestly, they are so good. I literally can have them for dessert. I actually kind of do, and I'm weird like that. Okay, um, they're just good. Okay, it's me being weird, but hey, there we go. Now I've just cleared everything that I've not had, and that's taking up a lot of space, sadly. However, next up we got pineapples. Like I said, there was one fruit that could not be overtaken. It's the pineapple. Pineapple flavored things. The pineapple, I know it eats you because it has like enzymes that eat protein, but saliva breaks it down, so it's fine to eat. But pineapples are so good, so good. Anything pineapple is great. As you got plums up next, you got a Gmail. Okay. Plums are great. Plums are really good. I really do like plums. Not my favorite, but if they're there, I'll take them. And they're actually really good. Next up, you got pomegranate. Now, with pomegranate seeds, they're pomegranate, this consists of seeds. They're fine. You know, if they're there, I'll certainly eat them, like, by a spoonful, but, again, they're not my go-to. As you got raspberry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Raspberry flavored things are good. The raspberry itself, it's just spicy. And I know it's weird, but it tastes like you got a hint of spice. It tastes fuzzy. It's so bad. It's so horrible. Now, raspberry flavored things, they're pretty good. I cannot have raspberries. Next up, you got strawberry, the most classic fruit in the history of fruits. They are certainly elite. I mean, how could you not like them? Strawberry flavored things, strawberry, anything strawberry is really good. Alright, let's just put that in trash. No one likes you. No one likes tangerines. Next up, you got watermelon. Yeah, I think it was elite. And again, watermelon flavored things, and just watermelon by itself. They're actually so good. Now, people will say they don't taste like anything, they're just like water. I think that's why a lot of people like them. It's because of the texture, and that's why I like them too. And that's why I think it's also a staple in what I eat as a fruit. Next up, you got, no. They're nothing like grapes. Just, no. Next up, you got jackfruit. It's my final fruit. It was okay. It was not the best, but it was certainly not the worst. That is the definition of average. But, jackfruit is just weird. It tastes weird. But the texture is kind of okay. I don't know what I'm saying about jackfruit. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will probably be coming out with another mock draft sooner rather than later. I hope you enjoyed as always. And I will see you in the next video. Should I come up with an outro phase?